All right, welcome back to Composites Weekly. Joining me today is Aaron Fitzgerald. He is the CEO of Mars Materials, and really glad to have him on. We were actually a couple of weeks ago, we were trying to coordinate at JEC to do some interviews, but it just didn't work out. But I'm really glad to have him on. Actually, I think it worked out a little better because we've got a little more time than we had. We were doing really short segments at JEC World, but I'm glad that we have a little more time to spend on talking about their technology. So Aaron is, as I mentioned, he is the CEO of Mars Materials, and they use market-driven approaches to commercialize technologies capable of removing and sequestering greenhouse gases. And we're going to talk about this as it relates to carbon fiber. So what if we could rethink carbon fiber from the ground up, making it not only domestically sourced, but actually carbon negative and still capable of meeting the demands of advanced applications? So that's where Mars Materials comes in. They're setting out to do that with their breakthrough product. We're going to be talking about that. They're challenging long-held assumptions about how carbon fiber precursors are made, while building a pathway towards localized, scalable, and strategically resilient supply chains. And I think that's more important than ever right now with what's going on. And importantly, this isn't just theoretical. Recently, their validation proved out working with researchers at North Carolina State University, and has put their technology through the kind of rigorous testing required from some of the most demanding composite applications. So really happy to have Aaron joining me on the podcast today. Aaron, thanks so much for spending some time on the show today.
Thank you for having me, Jonathan, and introducing me to your audience. Really nice to virtually meet you, even though we were very close to each other.
It would have been cool to sit side by side, but you know, at the booth but you know, like I said, I think we have a little more time today. So yeah, I'm fascinated because I was going down the list of so many companies that I wanted to talk to, and you guys really stood out for what you're doing in with these precursors, and especially how it's can ultimately change the whole game in the carbon fiber industry. So first of all, before we get started, I want you to tell us a little bit about your background before we get started, and the company as a whole, because you guys work more. You guys are doing a lot of stuff, and I've got a video pulled up here. We'll look at it here in a second, but tell us a little bit about the background of the company.
Absolutely. So I think you gave a great introduction to our overall mission and vision for Mars Materials. So I'm Aaron Fitzgerald, CEO and co-founder of Mars Materials. We are a Houston, Texas based startup, and we are working to transform captured carbon into products that make solid carbon allotropes like carbon fiber. We also make water-soluble polymers as derivatives as well. In addition to that, we make a monomer that's more generally used across industry to make everything from carpets to keyboard keys to building blocks and even like Lego blocks, for example. So as a company, we've been around for about 7 years. We are experts in technology transfer and licensing and scale up. We are today a small, lean team of 3, and we have backgrounds in chemical processing scale-up, operations, and commercialization. And we combine those skills to really scale up Mars Materials. So a few years ago, we licensed our core underlying IP from the National Laboratory of the Rockies. You all may be more familiar with the lab's former name, NREL, the National Renewable Energy Laboratory. Mm-hmm. And our technology enables us to take captured CO2, water, electricity, or sugars, and convert those into a 3-carbon intermediary. We combine that with a proprietary catalyst and ammonia, and then our technology is highly selective towards our target molecule.
Hmm.
For us, that's a chemical called acrylonitrile, which is itself a $14 billion chemical market that initially was created here in the US. And as the technology scaled up and scaled out, and regulations changed, permitting requirements changed, the technology got older, we saw this market move to new geographies where the rules were a little less rigid, the environmental controls were a little less, and to places like China, where there's now where the U.S. used to own and operate and dominate this market. Now the Chinese operate about 50% of all production. So
Wow.
it's been a really fast shift, particularly over the last 5 or so years, as they've brought on excess capacity, mostly for their own use. But now that has put them in a position of also being one where they can export. That's overall created not just an issue for the Chinese, but also for the globe, because we now have really a single point of failure when it comes to the vulnerability of this really important
Absolutely.
building block.
Yeah, that puts us at risk. I mean, you said a $14 billion. That's a $14 billion market for this acrylonitrile. Nitri- Nitrile, is that it?
Acrylonitrile, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So, because that goes into so many, I mean, that feedstock goes into so many other products as well. It's not just carbon fiber. You mentioned some of the other areas that you all are involved in, from carpet to other textiles out there, right?
Right. Yeah. So we're particularly focused on the derivative markets that have the highest performance. So for us, that is the precursor for carbon fiber, so
Hmm.
polyacrylonitrile precursor, and polyacrylamide. So in later or early last year, we actually overcame a multi-decade long search with the global polyacrylamide leader, SNF, to demonstrate that our product, which we call Hoigen-C, our direct acrylonitrile monomer substitute, drop-in replacement, excuse me,
Hmm.
could perform exactly as the petrol-derived standard. So in our first shot, we were able to demonstrate we can make all 1,500 versions of SNF's polyacrylamide products. Until us, the only alternate pathways, they were able to achieve about 40 to 60% of this manufacturer's product SKUs. In our first shot, we were able to demonstrate we can make all of them. So that really set us on the map and gave us some comfort that there's something more here than even just our monomer. We can really have transformation in industry. And then, as you mentioned, earlier this year, we announced our validation with North Carolina State University. The researchers there are part of the textile engine. We had a grant from the state of North Carolina textile engine to accelerate our market validation in carbon fiber. And what these researchers were able to determine is that our monomer is a drop-in replacement. So
Hmm.
existing carbon fiber manufacturers like in the US, Hexcels or the Torreys of the world can leverage our monomer with their existing co-monomer process,
Right.
and it performs exactly as intended, and it doesn't require any switching costs.
That's amazing. So how long did this the R&D work over at North Carolina State? When was this? Was this last year?
We started working with them on this particular project in late November, actually, and
Uh-huh.
we learned of the validation right before the holiday.
Yeah.
There's a lot going on in the world then, having to ready to log off mentally.
Right.
So we saved the drop of that news until January to hopefully bring in 2026 with a little better news as what's happening in the world.
Absolutely. Yeah. Well, you talked about in the testing that happened there is so important at NC State. Um, because you talk about our the material sovereignty. You said we source 50. Is it 53% of this from China right now, or
I believe
most
it's
of the world
over
sources that?
50% in production capacity is
That's
in
yeah.
China. The
Wow.
exact amounts in terms of exports and stuff are information that we're still working to gather and understand.
What are some of the other players outside of China that?
Yeah, so the technology that really underpins the entire acrylonitrile market today is a process called propylene oxidation.
Okay.
In industry or in the marketing terms, it's called the Sohio process. I will just call it the Sohio process moving forward for today. So this process takes crude oil or coal, processes it into propylene, and then propylene is oxidized in a one-pot reaction with a catalyst and ammonia, and you get acrylonitrile, and you get some toxic, gnarly byproducts like hydrogen cyanide,
Okay.
acrylene. And because of the supply chain itself, it is a geopolitical, globally distributed supply chain, very sensitive to price shocks and instability challenges, as we're now seeing in the world today. You probably saw that some of the carbon fiber manufacturers have actually announced beginning in April, they'll be having a 20% price hike because of the
Increase. Yeah.
Yeah.
And some of them are they're allocating only so much. I mean, you can only get so much. I mean, we're this it feels like it almost feels like COVID, you know, where we're like price increases, allocation, you get only so much and no more. You know, this is happening in fiberglass, carbon fiber, you name it, you know. So
Yeah. And I would the difference between COVID, because COVID actually gave the Chinese an opportunity to increase their supply because the demand for these products increased. This is the same demand, but the supply itself is
it's just not, yeah.
Yeah. So we can address that by using our process, which enables us to achieve something that we're calling material sovereignty, where you can place our facilities in near local productions. In the case of in the U.S., that term is called reshoring, but around the world, it's looking at like local production because our inputs are more sustainable and can be produced locally. So that's captured CO2, that's water, that's electricity, and ammonia.
So you've proven the performance. I mean, this has all been validated. So what are the next hurdles or the next steps for you all in moving forward to get this scalable? And, you know, is it, you know, talking with some of the major players here in the, you know, in the States? You mentioned Toray and some of the other companies out there, or what is next for you all?
Yeah, so our journey to date has been really exciting as a small startup. So we've had the fortune of working with global institutions, prestigious, renowned academic institutions, to get to where we are today. So initially, as I mentioned, we licensed our core technology from NLR. There, we did a technology transfer after doing a robust technology discovery search. So a little bit about Mars. Our focus is on commercializing technologies that remove and sequester greenhouse gases. We effectively want to turn products into carbon sinks, and we want to do that at the gigaton scale. So imagine 1 billion tons of CO2 moved into the variety of products that we can every day. We're not going to achieve that on our own. That is a value chain perspective. And in order for us to get there, it requires partnerships. So we recognized early on that we can accelerate our vision with collaboration. So we first started with NLR. We have a stage-gated innovation framework that we're using to scale up to full commercial scale. And that leverages 4 phases. Each one has commercial and technical inflection points. And with NLR, we did phase 1, where we did a tech transfer, produced initial volumes of material, had that validated in our beachhead market, the polyacrylamide industry, for partial validation. And we took our learnings and some of the challenges that we experienced, and we designed our pilot facility. That pilot facility is online today. It's what we've used to now achieve full validation in carbon fiber and in polyacrylamide. And we can produce about 1 kilogram per day of our material. We have about 1,300 square feet of processing area, and it's co-located at Shell's Technology Center here in Houston, Texas, who is a strategic collaborator.
That's what we were watching in the video earlier with it. It was going in the background.
Yeah, that was actually day 2 of our lab being open. We had the honor of hosting Bill Gates.
That's
largest
awesome.
funder to date to showcase the work that we were doing, and he helped to support. We're now in the process, now since we're fully validated, of now scaling up to our first commercial facility. This will be a commercial demonstration plant where we're able to produce about 1 ton or so a day. And similarly to how we've done in the past, leveraging existing infrastructure and permits and skills and talents from partners, we're looking for co-location partners for our commercial demonstration plant to site there. So we're able to tap into their existing infrastructure and know-how.
Yeah, that's exciting. So I want to back up a bit at JEC World. I know you had a chance to talk to a lot of people there. How did that go? I mean, what's been the response so far from some of the conversations you've had?
Yeah, so this was our first opportunity to attend JEC World in Paris. It was
Yeah.
incredible.
Yeah.
I walked the entire floor, and I met as many people as I could.
Right.
I can tell you, I have more follow-ups today than I ever had in my life, and I'm really
Sure.
grateful for AI to help to automate some of the.
Isn't that amazing that you can really, really improve the time because there's so much. I mean, so much there that you can really focus your time using AI on the areas of most importance where you need to be.
I would say at the core for us, JEC World was a launch pad.
Yeah.
We first wanted to demonstrate and showcase to the world where we exist.
Yep.
Not only do we exist, but we're no longer a scientific curiosity. We are a
Mhm.
validated option to help not only achieve your sustainability mandates by solving the raw material problem, but we can also achieve your supply chain security mandates and requirements and geographies where that's important. So that was a message that we tried to spread as loud as we could, and we got to do that at the Startup Booster Showcase and present that on stage. That opened the door for conversations with global carbon fiber manufacturers that we're now working to move forward with. But outside of that, there's a whole value chain that it takes to bring this idea to life and our technology now to the market.
Sure.
So we're looking for partners who can give us incentives for where we place our facilities, for example. We're looking for partners who want to help on continued development and scale up. We're looking for partners who want to just be off-takers, even
Yeah.
downstream. So JEC opened the door for all those conversations, and now we're just walking through it.
That's awesome. Was your whole team there?
It was me and one of our three co-founders, so Trey Sheridan, who's our VP of Product and Operations,
Mhm.
so represent Mars Materials, and
Yeah.
our co-founder who was manning the plant was a little disappointed, but he also loves being at Cassini, which is what we call our pilot facility.
Sure. Yeah. Well, you got he's got the opportunity for CAMX, right? Later this year.
We learned about Camex. We learned about is it Sampi as
Yeah,
well? Yeah,
Stampy's coming up. Yeah, this is
right.
April. Yeah, this
Yeah.
coming month, April.
So Jack World really gave us a great introduction to composites overall. It was something, a vision of ours. Our validation in carbon fiber at North Carolina State University happened about 12 months ahead of schedule.
Mhm.
So this was quite a shock for us and delightful for us to be able to accelerate this vision.
Aaron, this is truly exciting. I mean, when you learn about what you all are doing and the technology, and then what it means for reshoring these capabilities for our supply chains here back in the States. It's amazing. But not only that, but environmentally. I mean, you guys are tackling everything right now. So
It's like a Swiss Army knife, and our solution helps to solve this. And
yeah,
what I love about it, in some ways, it's kind of like a Trojan horse because
yeah,
sustainability is a bad word in some areas, but
right.
the key to sovereignty is also through sustainability. So
That's right.
aligns these two end
Yeah,
goals.
they work hand. Yeah, absolutely. They
Mhm.
can work hand in hand. Um, well, it's amazing. I want our listeners to, if they want to learn more, if you've got some of our listeners who would love to get in touch with you, I've got your website streaming at the bottom. It's marsmaterials.tech. I want to make sure people know it's .tech, and then we'll have a link on our show page where they can find you. Also, I'd love to have tag you on LinkedIn so that people can connect with you. And certainly if they have questions, they can reach out to you.
Absolutely. We are open book, and we want to work with as many folks who want to work with us.
Yeah.
We fully believe that this transformation happens at a global scale with
Hmm.
all partners, and we take any ideas and we really listen to them and we take them to heart and we apply it in our operations. And we've been able to be successful in lean because we listen and we learn.
Aaron, I got to ask, how do you mind me asking how old you are?
Me? Yeah, I am 36.
Well, you look a lot younger, but I mean, 36 is still young. I consider that still young, but it's amazing. I mean, that's awesome.
My
And your
co-founders
team,
are younger than me. They're 27, 28, so they keep me feeling young.
you look. I got to tell you, you look 26, so you could have fooled me.
I'll take that. Take it as long as I can get it.
Absolutely. Well, Aaron, thank you so much. Again, you guys are based out of Houston.
Yeah,
And I would love to continue to follow up and follow your progress and have you back on. We'll be doing similar to Jack World. We'll be doing similar interviews lined up at CAMX in September.
amazing.
So I would love to, hopefully we can schedule a live invite there and do a follow up on your progress.
Absolutely. I can show you the product in hand so you can touch it.
Yeah.
And then if you're ever in Houston,
I was going to mention that. That was going to be my next thing is visiting your pilot plant there. So,
please. Yeah. We welcome tours at Cassini. It is an active chemical plant. So we leverage part of our collaboration with Shell is that they gave us their health and safety management program, a century of operation or so or more. And we were able to narrow it down to what's relevant for us today. And as we scale, we can incorporate more. But that has made our company be one that can receive first of a kind insurance products and pass audits for customers, which are super important when they're, trying to validate their vendors.
Sure.
And we also just love to showcase our work to the world, and I would love to have you.
Yeah, I would love that. And you guys got to be looking to hire right now eventually. I mean, you guys are gonna need more people on board. I can.
We truly are. Yeah. We'll be looking to expand our team. On the plant operation side, so technicians, operators, we're looking for excited folks there, backgrounds in mechanical engineering. We'll be looking to expand some of our chemical engineering team, as well as our business and operations team. So looking for some fractional CFO opportunity, eventually a business developer too.
Something tells me you guys are in a good area for attracting talent. So.
Houston is one of the best places for manufacturing in the US. I think it might be the best, but I don't want to ostracise any other communities because we do want to work with as many people as we can. But we did write an article with a group called Why Texas and a peer company called DexMat, or about why Houston is the great place for manufacturing.
We had the CEO of DexMat on a few weeks ago.
Brian.
Sure did. That's amazing stuff, like the Galvorn material. That's incredible.
Their team is equally passionate as the Mars Materials team, and it's really cool to be a campus partner with them.
Oh man, I love this. Aaron, it's been a pleasure, man. Yes, I will take you up on that. I will be visiting at some point. We'll coordinate it, and I look forward to staying in touch. Best of success for you guys.
Thank you so much, Jonathan, and thank you all for listening, and please don't hesitate to reach out.
You bet. Thanks.